What's up, everyone? It's Aaron Prinz, and welcome back to the channel. This is becoming a frequent upload series where I'm showing you the progress that I'm making with using Paperclip, Dota's Paperclip that he open sourced a couple weeks ago. And a couple videos ago, the one that you see in the background here, the title of my video was, I'm stuck. My AI agents outgrew me, and I don't know what's next. Well, I know what's next. I've been tinkering with this for a few days, and I think I've created something pretty cool that I'm going to share with you and open source so you can get that for free. So let's dive right in. First of all, before we do, getting more and more familiar with this, but please like, subscribe, comment below, all that cool stuff. So that the algorithm gives me a little boost, and you can stay tuned on my progress. So, for those of you who've been following along, I have been using a project, the traffic exchange script, as a template and a project for these videos. And what it is a standalone PHP script that allows you to start your own traffic exchange. If you want to learn more, go to trafficexchangescript.com. Realize that everything that you see was created by AI, Claude Code, powered by Paperclip. If we look at my Paperclip app here, which I hope to be releasing soon, waiting for Apple to approve all of my developer ID stuff. But if we look at the issues, I've been working on this since March 6th. We're on April 3rd, so almost a month now. And all I did to build this entire business was just go back and forth with Paperclip and AI to get this working. And why I was stuck is because I have taught Paperclip to do as I do. I asked Paperclip to do what I would have done a couple of years ago, a couple months ago, whenever I would have wanted to build and do this. And now I'm sort of hitting my own ceiling, right? Like I only know so much. And we've ended up in the day-to-day, and I'm stuck. And what I'm figuring out is that Paperclip, the agents are missing my vision, obviously, because they're not me. I'm the founder, right? If you follow Paperclip and use it, you know that it treats you as the board, as the founder, and then the CEO manages the company. Now, I've noticed that I've been a little bit too neurotic about organizing and wanting to manage things. And I'm struggling to just hand it off and have it do it. I saw a really cool project that Dota commented on X. Let me see if I can look it up from a couple of guys who are working on a project to create a open source version of Sora and have Paperclip handle it. Let me look these guys up. Ship it. Here we go. These guys. So ShipShitDev at ShipShitDev. And they've hired Paperclip agents to run an entire company with 0 human employees, test it live. Go watch that video. They gave Paperclip, the company, a mission, rebuild Sora as open source, which is already, it's 2 pluses, and Sora is cool, and open source is cool. So, what I've been doing, and again, I think the unlock here is the vision that is missing. So, I'm using the desktop app for Claude here, but you can also do this in Claude Code. You could do this on the Claude web. I'm going to give you a specific skill called Paperclip Vision. Somewhere in the video description, you can get free access to that. It'll be on my GitHub. And you can load in that skill. You could do it on the web, but I recommend doing it on the desktop or wherever you have a Paperclip installed, so you can load in the working folder. For me, that is traffic-exchange-script-company. That is the working folder, which you can see here, where all of my Paperclip work is being handled for this company. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the Paperclip Vision skill. So I've trained this skill to first initialize inside of your working folder. It should give me a message soon that it is actually going through, it's researching my project folder now, and it's going to look up everything that's been done in this case, in my case, like I showed you here, since it's going to show you everything that's been happening since March 6th. It is going through the agents, it's going through the folder contents, and it's going to grasp how do you say this, a little bit of context, right, about the company that I've built so far with Paperclip. And hopefully it's going to also show me where I get stuck. I'm going to get a little interview. I've asked the skill, or created the skill, to interactively multiple choice ask me questions, after which at the end, it's going to create a VISION.md file, which we can then feed to the CEO. And it also has a CEO bootstrap file that is going to be instructing the CEO on what to do next. My goal is, and I've already created these files with this skill for one of the other companies that I'm running in Paperclip. And hopefully it's going to take the project to the next level. So let's dive in. Here's what I found in your project folder: traffic exchange script, fully built Laravel-based PHP script for entrepreneurs, etc., etc. If you want to read this, pause, go ahead. There is no vision in the project yet, and that's exactly what we're here to create. I can pre-fill a lot from your docs, which again is why I suggest to do this locally in your working folder, so that it can get all of that context out. What is my ultimate? It's going to start asking me questions. What is my ultimate goal for traffic exchange script? And that is a side business. And it's going to be consistent monthly revenue. It's going to note these answers. And again, this is going to be a back and forth, a Q&A based on the context and the company information that you've either provided or it pulled from your working folder. Revenue target. Let's say 1 to 5K a month. And this is always tricky. I always do this. It's everyone. Everyone can use my product. But as my wife Sharon always says as well, if you market to all, you market to none. So I am tempted to do this because everyone can use this product. And then if I'm right, which has happened the past few times, is realistic, grounded. You select all four, which is your primary target, because you want to focus on one specifically, and that is I think it's a solo entrepreneur, because it focuses on all of them. So I sort of sneakily still answer, but the skill does push back a little in terms of getting the right info from you. Doc already defines strategy and the budget. I have no budget for this project. Your docs describe organic first budget with paid ads. I'm going to customize this a little bit. One is the main answer, and I do not want to do paid ads at all. So this should be removed from the project, from the company altogether. All right. My site is self-serve. What level of human-like support should the AI team provide? This is also tricky. It's fully self-serve, but it's self-serve plus live chat and email, because my agents have access to my support center that handles the live chat and email. So it can actually already do this. It is already doing this, but it should be in the grand vision for the company. Product section. What's your pricing structure? It is already defined. It's already defined on my site, and you can find it in the theme for the site. And it's also scattered across, a bunch of files in my company already. So let me pull that from the site files, and it gets the 3 tiers. If you go to trafficexchangescript.com, you can see the same thing. Your docs are very detailed here. Let me confirm key autonomy. So that's the cool part about running the skill locally inside of your working folder. Is it actually is able to continuously get and gather information from it. What can the CEO do without coming to you? Publish, create and assign, reply to customer inquiries. This is one that I struggle with, having it actually actively go out on its own, posting communities and forums. But this is one struggle for me. I want to be in control a little, too much apparently, because it can easily do this. So I'm going to check that to be done. What always require pricing changes, code changes. I think, if a customer reports a bug, you should automatically pick that up. Spending of money and hiring new agents it can do on its own. How often? I want a daily email, which I've already configured, which you've seen in previous videos. I emailed my primary contact with a company is through email. I have a specific Gmail set up via the GOG CLI, and that allows the CEO to email me on a daily basis. Is there a company or product you admire? Many. Inside or out that shapes? No, because I want it to be contained, right? I don't want it to be a copy of anything that is already out there. First paying customer, multiple sales plus positive feedback is my main initial goal. Which of these values are non-negotiable? Never blur what we are. Because I sell the traffic exchange script and multiple things in the same type of niche, it's easy for the AI to think, oh, we're operating the traffic exchange script, which we're not. We're selling the software. Reputation, quality over quantity, and always research before execution. That is a key part of the skill. Let's see. Where can I show you? In the meantime, I'll show you at the end. Once we cover the skill, but a big part of the skill, and I can actually look that up on my other screen here. The operating philosophy that is baked into this skill is every initiative follows 3 gates: research, plan, and then execute. No CEO. Yeah, so that's it. The interview is done. It is now writing those files for me. And let's take a look at the skill. Let's go to usage. That'll circumvent, hopefully, a few of my hide a few of my conversations. So I go to skills. Here's my Paperclip Vision. And where is it? Let's search for plan. So it's always plan, like I said, research, plan, and execute. And why I have specifically done that in here is I'm already noticing with content publishing, as we all know by now, which is one of the first use cases for AI, it's writing blog articles, for example, and now it's really able to do that on a high level, a high quality level. But it can also pump them out. It could easily write 10 articles an hour, right? And if we don't properly gate that, then it tends to actually do that and instantly give away that we are an AI-run company, which is something that I don't want. I want this to grow organically as if there actually was a team there. And one of the things that I hope to negate with this is if it researches and plans, it knows that if it researches SEO, for example, it knows we shouldn't be publishing that on a daily basis. Say you want to run ads, you do want to run paid ads. It should research how paid ads are ran, how a Google search, an ads company, an ads team that would manage this for it, how would it do that? If it doesn't do the research, it just goes on a bunch of assumptions, which I'd rather not have it do throughout the entire company, whether it's for marketing or content or whatever. I'd rather have it do actual research and then actually use that throughout the company. Another big thing, there's no COS agent. This skill is going to ensure that you have a chief of staff who handles all of that planning, all of that execution, in terms of generating content, in terms of overseeing and reporting back to the CEO what's actually happening. Because if we have each individual part keep a planning, keep a roster, that's, eventually you're going to run into growth issues. So I think that this hopefully negates that. Also, I think that with this, I foresee that we're going to need some type of calendar so we can see what's scheduled ahead of time. And what's going to be coming up in the business and the company, so we can look ahead and plan ahead. Maybe I will do a PR for that sometime in the near future to sort of have a calendar view of issues if it doesn't already exist. I personally, for the issues, I use the list view, but I know there's also a Kanban view. As you can see right now, there's a lot canceled, or there's a lot done. There's a few canceled, but there's nothing in the backlog. There's nothing. I would perhaps prefer a calendar view here. This is an interesting train of thought that we're figuring out here now live in this recording, but I rambled through the generation of these files. So here is the founder's strategic vision document. CEO reads this every heartbeat to guide all decisions. The mission is it's a software company. We build a complete and sell a complete and installable PHP script that enables entrepreneurs, blah, 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 blah. Now the traffic exchange 12-month goal, the 3-year vision, which is an exaggeration, I think, the revenue model, the target customer, growth strategy, sales model, product description, the organizational structure, which is what we already have in place now, which it's going to be adjusting for this new vision, and CEO bootstrap file, which we'll go through next, operating philosophy, etc. So I highly recommend you read through all this, which I'm going to do after I'm done with this recording. I'm going to be changing up some stuff that I'm sure I'll find that I want adjusted, but this will give you the bigger picture, the big vision, template file that you need. And that you can then feed to your CEO. And my idea, my hope is that I can just feed it that and have it run. And I don't have to be that hands-on anymore, because it's really tempting to just keep on tweaking and looking and doing. And while you should keep an eye on it, which I've learned the hard way a couple videos back, I didn't update some agents, and I lost track. I was we need to macro manage this, not micromanage. We need to follow along, see what's going on, but it's a zero human company. It should run it for you. That is at least my goal. The CEO mandate, etc., etc. That's what I'm going to go through, what success looks like, which is very important. And then the CEO bootstrap. One-time instruction for the CEO. Phase 1 is done. The document is in the direction. Additionally, a founder is now issued VISION.md on the company's constitution. Read and internalize the vision. Hire the chief of staff, is the operational backbone of the company. Without COS, you're doing 2 jobs and neither gets done well. So again, same thing here. Highly recommend you read through this. But again, this gives you a template, that you can actually build on, feed to the CEO, run through the company, and have it run autonomously in a structured way, rather than you micromanaging everything. Because I also think, and what's what I'm seeing already now with Paperclip, is that everyone's building really cool stuff. And then what? And I hope that this Paperclip Vision skill, again, that's somewhere in the description of this video, you'll be able to download and use, and actually pull the vision from your head into the company, and that it can actually do what you want without you being there, because that is what Paperclip is for. I think I'm done rambling here. I hope the picture comes across about what this does. And if you want it, it's in the it's free. It's available on my GitHub. There's a link in the description somewhere for this. That's it for this video. Aaron Prince checking out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.